We're good to go? All right. Welcome, everybody, to Season 4, Episode 10 of Motivate Me 313's podcast. Today's topic is all about breaking barriers, a Muslim woman in law enforcement. And the woman that we have today is Officer Momina Ahmed. So go ahead and give Momina Ahmed a round of applause. She's in the building. I'm starting off by introducing the guest, of course. Shout out to little big bro, Yusuf T, on the ones and twos, as always. We appreciate him. To the right of me, we got the co-host, Abir T, in the building, a.k.a. Sis. We appreciate her. And, of course, you got myself, Omar T. Again, looking forward to another great show on Motivate Me 313's podcast. You know, we love to highlight, all the great people doing great work in our community. And especially
the trailblazers.
Yeah, the trailblazers. And, we are now even shifting our focus now mostly towards the women's side as well because, we got to show them some love and respect as well for what they're doing out there in the workforce or in the real world. So before we dive into any of that, be sure to follow us on all of our socials. You have YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Apple, and Spotify podcasts, all under Oz Media. You'll find all those links on our website at ozmedia313.com. So be sure to check out our website. Shout out to the sponsors of this show. You got Hanley International Academy, Holy Bowly, Juice Box, Jebel Coffee House, Wingfellas, Maleke Kebab, and Royal Kebab. We appreciate them and all their support. Yusuf, let's go ahead and give a shout out to Holy Bowly, and then we'll keep the show rolling. So shout out to Holy Bowly. Holy moly, you have to try out Holy Bowly. Holy Bowly is your go-to destination for vibrant bowls and delicious sandwiches. Everything they serve is 100% fresh, and they have halal options as well. Their mouth-watering bowls are always packed to the top, so you know you're getting the most bang for your buck. They currently have 2 locations in Detroit, and you can check out all their food on their website at www.myholybowly.com. We're officially back. And I mean, what are you laughing about? What's so funny? Something's funny to you? All right, so shout out to Abir in the building. And so Officer Momina Ahmed is in the building. First of all, she is an officer for the city of Hamtramck, the same city that I work at. So, I see her around, in the workplace every now and then too. Shout out to everybody at the city of Hamtramck. I think our police force is great. I think that people like to nitpick small things when nobody is perfect, okay? I just want to let y'all know. But I do think that they're trending all in the right direction. I think together as a community, we're doing a great job. I think the whole city of Hamtramck is doing a great job. And, we're going to have to give a shout out to the chief as well. A fan of the podcast came on the show as well. So shout out to the chief. But Officer Momina, it's your turn to take over. First of all, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, where did you grow up, anything you'd like to mention out there?
I am Pakistani American. I grew up in Michigan in Taylor. I went to Taylor High School. It's not Taylor, it's Trillium Academy. It was a charter school.
Okay. Trillium is a...
Trillium Academy, yeah.
It's a TRG school. That's crazy.
We used to work for Hanley, which is in Hamtramck.
Okay.
Their company is TRG. Their sister school is Trillium.
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
Yes, same
cool.
company. Yeah.
Yeah, so...
Yeah. Sweet. You got siblings? You got any brothers, sisters out there
I
too?
have 4, so I have 2 sisters and 2 brothers, and I'm the second youngest.
Was there a high Muslim population at Trillium, or was
No, not at all. Nothing
was
at all.
it like your own, like only your family, or is it?
I would say there was like one Yemeni family, and that was really it. But they also lived like almost right next to us, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think Taylor now has a little bit more Muslims going there because they're born.
A lot more Pakistanis in Brownstown, Taylor area. So.
What year did you graduate?
What year? In 2019.
Oh, you're a baby.
I am.
There we go. Just learn
compared to us.
Yeah.
Oh.
Shout out to Officer Ahmed. All right, Officer Momina Ahmed just learned a little bit about herself. So, we mentioned that you're a police officer. What made you want to go into the police force? Like, it's not common being obviously a woman, but also being a Muslim hijabi woman. That's like very rare. So, what made you want to dive into the police force?
I grew up in a lot of domestic in my household, and just growing up, we didn't really have a voice. Like, women didn't really have a voice. And everything that happened was behind closed doors and resolved behind closed doors. And just growing up, I just felt like this wasn't right. I have to like make sure that I have to step up and I have to speak up for my mom or for myself or my sisters. so that's the reason why I became a cop, because I just want Muslim women to know that they can reach for help, they can ask for help. So yeah.
Yeah, being a living.
Yeah.
I could just imagine, like, as a woman, if I was going through something, I'd feel more comfortable calling a woman cop,
Yeah.
a Muslim woman cop that kind of knows our religion and knows what
Yeah. They can relate to you a little bit more. Yeah.
So has there been situations where people have reached out to you directly because you are a Muslim woman cop and they wanted your advice?
Sometimes on social media. However, when I would go to calls, like especially in Hamtramck, a lot of Muslim women would feel comfortable talking to me rather than talking to a male cop, because they can relate to me more and they can open up a little bit more and then feel comfortable. So
Yeah, great point.
that.
I bet would you ever be a police officer, or could you ever be a police officer? Not would you?
I'm not gonna. So just between me and you guys, like, if I had a gun, I would not shoot it. That's just how it would be.
Well,
like,
don't say that.
I mean, I'm just saying. It would be. I don't know. I don't think I'm cut for it, to be honest with you. So I give you so much respect, honestly.
I appreciate that.
Bro, if she trips and falls,
All the time.
the whole world has to know about it.
You know what? You know what I just seen? Sorry, I know this is a side note. 2-3 years ago, we used to work at Henley together. We used to work at the school together. He was a gym teacher. I was a first grade teacher. We had a Alice training for, if there's like an intruder that comes into the building, and they were teaching us, like, the teachers what to do. And now, instead of like hiding in the classroom, they want us to actually, if the intruder is like far away, we can actually run out and leave, the premises.
Or if they're there, you got to fight back.
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, that's what they're being taught now.
Yeah.
Well, they were being taught.
Throwing stuff at them, like trying to avoid not just letting them and scatter. Anyways, so we're in the same room together. We're goofing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they tell us our room, we have to go right or left, whatever way. And, I'm trying to be the first one, right? So I run out the room, and then the shooter was right there, Nerf gun. And I'm like, so I try to like move to the right, but somebody was running really quickly, so I fell on the ground. Oh. And then he was like, get up, you're good. And then we both got shot. He's like, see, we would have died. So long story short, no, it's not for me. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, that's why I had to ask her. I knew it'd be kind of funny. So what was the hardest part about being accepted as a police officer with you being a Muslim woman in the field?
I would say just people would judge you a lot just right off the bat, just because you're working with male. And obviously being accepted by my family, even though we're Americanized a little bit, and my aunts, my uncles, or my cousins were like, why wouldn't you be an engineer or a doctor or a nurse or something like that? Like, I'm the first one in the family to become a cop, so they were just like, oh, she's gonna quit soon. Like, she's not gonna do this forever. It's been coming up to 3 years, so it's just, that was the hardest part. My dad accepting it, or my mom accepting it. So
what was their biggest worry? Was it you getting hurt or
me getting hurt? My mom, like, oh yeah, it's a dangerous job. You're gonna be out there every single day. And when I first started off my career, I was working in Highland Park, and I was working the night shift, and it was a really bad area. And my dad didn't like the fact that I was working night shift, so they were always worried,
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and you can see where they're coming from.
I understand that,
the parents, it's not easy. Obviously, knowing that your daughter is in a field where, her job is to stop people from committing crimes and stuff like that. I was going to say, like, do you understand where they're coming from on that part, though? I
do understand, yeah. But at the same time, like, they have to realize where I'm coming from, and I want to, like, be out there and help the community, especially, like, Muslim women, because I feel like their voices are not heard properly, and it's kind of sad, But when they see, like, a hijabi cop or even, like, a Muslim cop, they feel comfortable. They're like, oh, if she can do this, I can do it too. I can go in military if I wanted to. I can go become a cop. Or I can go become a security guard. But I have never seen a Muslim security guard, or Muslim military officer. So it's just, I want to kind of open their eyes up a little bit, so.
Love that. I love that. So what do you enjoy the most about being a police officer?
Honestly, I love going to schools and just talking to the kids, and they come up to you and they ask you for the patches. Aww. Oh, can I have the little police patch? And I give it to them, and they want to take pictures. They want to talk to you. Like,
they probably want to go into the car.
They want to go into the car, turn on the lights, and then they want to, like, touch everything on my like, my gear and stuff. And they were like, oh, can I touch this? Or what is this? Or what is that? So it's kind of cool. Like,
I have a question. So, like, when you're a police officer, can you, like, pick which, like, calls you go to, or
No.
you just random everything?
Yeah. We go to every single call, from parking complaint to a murder call.
Wow.
Yeah, because so I'm a patrol officer, so that's literally like everything.
So has there ever been a situation that was like so scary that you were like, man?
Yes.
Can you tell us about it, or?
Is there
I
something you
can't go in
the detail, yeah.
details, obviously, but there was a shooting happened. Like, I was fairly new in the police force, and a shooting happened right in front of me, and I was like, what is going on? Like, what do I do? Like, I'm new. Like, what do I do?
Are they shooting at the police or are they shooting at each other?
Each other. And there was a lot more scary moments, like just seeing like the dead bodies, like decomposed dead bodies. They're very nasty. They're very scary looking. So it's just sometimes like I go home and I'm like, I can't sleep.
Oh man, I bet.
Or like anything that has to do with kids, I would say. One kid that was my first year in law enforcement. He died in my arms, actually, and it was like, it was just the most like heartbreaking thing I've ever had to encounter. So,
'Cause I feel like you take that home.
Yeah, I still think about it till this day, and you can't really do anything about it,
For sure.
When you visit students at the schools, what are some of like the questions that they ask you? Those little kids, what they ask you?
Oh, how many tickets do you give a day? Or what kind of calls did you go to today? Like, how do I become a police officer? I want to be a cop when I grow up. Like, just like, small, cute questions that they ask.
You're definitely an inspiration.
I was going to say, do you feel like that you inspire, especially the women,
Yeah.
the young students?
I hope so, yeah.
That see you and they say like, okay, because representation is important. And we had a couple shows about representation in certain positions, and it's cool to have a Muslim woman as a police officer. So I only imagine that those students look up to you and say like, you know what, I can be that one day. Mm-hmm. So that's awesome. That's awesome. All right. Let's take a quick ad break, Yusuf T. Let's give a shout out to Wing Fellas, our great friends over there at Wing Fellas, and then we'll keep things rolling. So shout out to Wing Fellas. Do you know what goes perfect with the big game or your favorite TV show? Some deliciously tender wings from Wing Fellas. Wing Fellas restaurant is home to the best wings in Michigan. With over 20 different sauces and seasonings to choose from, you can make sure every wing order you make caters to your taste buds. They have 7 different locations in Michigan. They have a location in Dearborn, Southfield, Detroit, Belleville, Wyandotte, Flint, and Taylor. So no matter where you are at in the state, Wing Fellas is your one-stop shop for some fall-off-the-bone wings. Also, be sure to visit them at their website at thewingfellas.com. All right, let's keep it rolling. Shout out to Momina, doing a great job. Great conversation so far. So, what is it like being a Muslim woman police officer in a Muslim majority city? You mentioned that you started off in Highland Park. Obviously not Muslim majority, but now you work in Hamtramck and you have cousins and brothers and sisters in every single part of the neighborhood. So what was it like, or what is it like working in Hamtramck, a Muslim majority city?
I wasn't the most religious person growing up, and me working in Hamtramck and seeing the culture and the religion, around me kind of opened up my eyes a little bit more. I don't know if you guys knew, but I never used to wear a scarf before, and I recently started wearing it a year ago.
Is it because of being?
Yeah, I just wanted to do better. I wanted to do the right thing. And I feel like that community kind of inspired me to, to wear the scarf and to be better and learn more about the deen a little bit. So I'm actually the only sister that wears the scarf.
Wow.
Yeah, and the only person in the family that wears a scarf. All of my cousins, they don't wear anything, so.
That's awesome.
Wow, I feel like
Yeah. And I'm the youngest cousin too. I'm the youngest female in the family, so.
Can you give that a round of applause, Yusuf T? By the way, man, that's very.
Whenever anybody's ready to do it, they should do it. But subhanAllah, I feel like Allah puts you in certain positions to get you closer to Him.
Yeah.
So that's beautiful.
That is very nice, and I'm happy.
I have another question. Sorry.
Yeah.
Can you give us a day in the life of a police officer? Well, your day. How does your day kind of go?
Oh, where do I start? I get in my car and drive over.
What are you a morning?
Away.
Is your shift early morning? Is it?
So I just switched to night shift. Before I used to work day shift from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Now I work 7 p.m. to 7 a.m.
Mass.
So I would, drink my coffee like at 6, and then by the time I get there at 6:30, we get ready for roll call, and they tell you, hey, this happened at previous shifts, or watch out for these cars, or watch out for this happened in the city. Like they just brief, they're just briefing us, and we get assigned our police cars. We log in, and we get to rolling and just patrol the area. We go answer 911 calls or make a couple traffic stops, whoever we see a violation, obviously. Talk to people. I like to go to businesses a lot and try to talk to people because I feel like they need to be seen. Like, police officers are cool. We're not all bad people.
Yeah,
like,
True. Building relationship with the community, for sure.
Yeah, so...
Because then they trust you.
Yeah, so I think, that's it. You drive around most of the time, so you have back problems. Other than that,
Because you're sitting.
yeah, you're sitting all day with the gear on, so it gives you back problems.
Do you like do you get assigned your partner? Is it like, depending on the years, depending on
It depends. Most of the time I have the same partner. Most of the time I'm alone. It just depends on the supervisor who they put us with. So
Okay.
we can ride by ourselves or we can ride with a partner.
What do you prefer?
I like riding by myself.
Okay.
I like riding by myself, but
That's
I don't mind a partner if we get along.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all saw the TCD post where she was posted, and that's kind of when she went like viral, especially in our neighborhood and stuff like that. So she got the shout out for being the first hijabi Muslim police officer, right, in the city of Hamtramck.
Correct.
So go ahead and give that a round of applause as well. So shout out to Momina, breaking barriers as well. So we are very proud of you for that. So was there anyone during the process of you becoming a police officer, who helped you get you where you are today?
Not really. I had to figure it out on my own. Actually, when I was applying to become a police officer, I was 19 and 20. I was pretty young. I failed 2 times, and I was just like, maybe it's not for me. Maybe I should just quit. Maybe I should just give up. But no, 2021 came by, and I actually applied, and then I passed the test. I'm like, this was the right time,
Mm-hmm.
No one helped me throughout the way. I didn't know what to expect during the interviews. I didn't know what to expect on a MCOLS test. That's a state test. I didn't know anything, so I had to just figure it out on my own. In the meantime, like, my brothers were really supportive, and my sisters were really supportive in the meantime, and my friends. So yeah. Not a role model, but there was people in my life that supported me. So
Anyone in the force or anyone like that? I mean, I know you went straight into Highland Park. You didn't know anyone from Hamtramck before then, right?
no, I did not.
Okay.
No, I did not.
Cool. And then, what made you leave Highland Park to Hamtramck? Like, were you given that option, or you were just like, hey, I gotta look somewhere else?
No, so I actually was bringing a prisoner from Highland Park to Hamtramck because he had a warrant in Hamtramck, so I was transporting the prisoner. So I ended up speaking to one of the supervisors there, and then they were telling me about their hiring process and how, better opportunities. And I didn't even know, like, there was Muslim people in Hamtramck.
Wow.
Yeah, because I've never been to Hamtramck before. And when I came, and I was just like, I did a ride-along. I was like, this is where I want to work. It looks like back home. Like,
Yeah.
this is where I want to be.
Yeah.
So I applied, and I got accepted, and yeah.
That's awesome.
Wow.
I got a scenario for you because I heard different responses to this, and I kind of want to know the truth. So, Jamison Williams, who's a wide receiver for Detroit Lions, he recently got suspended, not because of this, but he's under investigation, and basically he was in a car with his brother who has a CPL.
Okay.
There were 2 guns in the car, and one of them was his brother's and one of them was his. He's under investigation because he told the police officer that it's his, but he doesn't have a CPL.
Where was the gun at?
Under his seat. So
Under the driver's seat?
both. So one was under the driver, one was under the passenger, and he's in the passenger seat. And I'm touching my nose because I feel a sneeze coming, by the way. I feel like I might need some tissue. So long story short, the whole situation's under investigation because once he told him that he's Jamison Williams, he ended up calling like the sergeant, and the next thing you know, he got let go because he's Jamison Williams, the Detroit Lions wide receiver. But now it's back under investigation. Now, is it true that if his brother, even though the gun is registered under Jamison Williams, Is it true since his brother has a CPL, if he said they are both my guns, that they would have been let go?
If the brother said that those are my guns,
Yeah,
who was the driver at the time?
the brother.
Yeah, they could have.
But isn't every gun registered in a certain CPL?
Well, you have to have a CPO and you have to carry a certain way. If you don't have a CPO, you have to carry a certain way, the firearm a certain way, like to transport. But if you have a CPL, you can conceal in the front.
Yeah.
So,
So they're both under the car. I mean, under the seat. I'm sorry. One was under the driver's seat. The other one was under the passenger seat.
yeah, so I don't really know the whole scenario, obviously.
Okay.
But so I can't really speak
Yeah.
a lot more on it.
I was
so,
just wondering because,
yeah.
you know, we're Detroit fans here, and we,
Yeah.
we want our boy Jameson Williams to be playing.
Free Jameson Williams.
Yeah, that's what I put in the group chats. You know that we the sergeant deserves to actually a raise, so they need to not be investigating him. That's what we. Feel
I mean, it also is like favoritism, and it's not right.
yeah,
It's just
The
not
law
right.
is the law, right?
The law is the law. That's how it is. No matter if you're the president, the law is the law.
yeah,
So.
yeah. But
Do people try? I'm sorry, I'm cutting you off.
No, that's okay because we
Do
just
people
want
try
to.
to get-
I know what you're about to ask me.
Yeah, I was like, do people try to get away with things with you?
Yeah, because they think, oh yeah, like she's Muslim, or they be like, I'm fasting. What does that have to do with you speeding though? I don't get it. Like, you know, they be like,
Like, he's
oh,
not in the right
sister,
state of
please
mind.
Give me a break. Like, I'm a Muslim brother too. I'm like, in Ramadan, it used to happen a lot. Like a lot. They'd be like, yeah, I was speeding because I feel like dizzy. I'm fasting. I'm like, so you shouldn't be driving then. They
Right.
make like excuses, you know. Like I'm like, so am I, and I'm working and I'm driving.
That's
I'm
crazy.
fasting too. So
What was the craziest excuse someone has made while they're getting pulled over? Were you just like, are you serious?
I have to think about it.
Okay, but if you think about it, like
I'm
afterwards,
gonna let you know.
Yeah,
I'll let you know.
All right, and we're gonna give her some time to think about it because believe it or not, we're already moving into the last third of the show. So we're gonna give a shout out to our next sponsor, which is gonna be Juicebox. Let's give a shout out to our Hamtramck business, Juicebox. I mean, they're not only located in Hamtramck, but you know they have a location in Hamtramck. So shout out to Juicebox, and we'll keep things rolling. If you're looking for a place with the best smoothies, milkshakes, ice cream, cereal bars, and slushies, then Juicebox is your one-stop shop. You can try things like their Biscoff or Nutella shakes, crepes, watermelon blast, strawberry burst, or mango smoothies. Juicebox currently has 4 locations: Hamtramck, Dearborn, Detroit, and Trenton. So be sure to stop by Juicebox and get ready to leave there with a big smile on your face. You can also visit their website at juiceboxblend.com or download their app at juiceboxblend.appfront.app.
we're saying the truth, you know.
Hey, I just want to put this out there, Momina. If you ever pulled me over, I'm not stopping. I'm going to keep going.
You have to stop.
Damn, you can't say that.
I know.
I mean, I'll throw up the
You
deuces.
can't say that.
I'll throw up the deuces to Momina and be like, yo, we good? And then just keep going.
Oh,
No favorite.
How would I know it's you? There's
I mean-
like 100 Rams out there.
You know?
and they all
You
look the
can't
same.
traffic.
The
They all look the
beard,
same.
The nose.
I mean, once she comes to the door, I'm like, Momina, I apologize.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
stop sign.
I thought as soon as I like turn my lights on,
yeah.
No,
You're
no,
just gonna,
no.
like,
no,
dip.
no, 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 no.
Oh,
I'll be
okay.
respectful on that end, but you know, I'll be like, Momina, what's up? You know,
Yeah,
stop
yeah.
sign. I apologize. You know, but we gotta keep it. I'm only saying this because I'm a City of Hamtramck employee. That you know, I'm not
There's
saying
no
There's
favoritism.
no favoritism. I'm just throwing it out there that you know we gotta keep things rolling sometimes, and I apologize. You know, depending on the scenario or the situation. If you weren't a police officer, what would you pursue? What would you have been if you didn't become a police officer?
I would be a makeup artist.
Your makeup does look nice.
Thanks, girl.
I would trust you.
Thank you.
Listen, it's
I
hard
would be a
finding
makeup
it.
artist.
Do you do like your makeup for your family members, or is it just?
I do. So every single event, I have to do everybody's makeup, and then I'm the last person to do my own. And
Probably was like 5 minutes left or stuff like that.
yeah.
So
That's sacrifice right there.
do you
That is-
do you feel like that's something that maybe you still plan on pursuing?
I
in the
do.
future?
In the future, maybe I want to have my own business, you know. But I just don't have time right now because I work midnights and I come home and I sleep during the day, and I wake up and I go back to work. So it's just like life is
Sucks.
miserable.
It's nice now because it gets dark anyways early.
I don't
But-
see any sunlight. It's depressing.
Oh yeah, you probably
It's depressing.
Dang.
Yeah, that is especially.
So are you off today?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm off this weekend.
Nice.
There you go. If someone was interested, how can they join the academy? Like, what is the process like? Can you tell us from the beginning till pretty much the time that they receive their badge?
First, you have to be 21. If you are going to the Detroit Police Academy, I think you have to be 18, and they sponsor you to their police academy. So you have to attend their police academy. But if you are just trying to go to any police academy, which is Oakland, what's the other ones? There, I can't even think of the name right now.
Yeah.
But there's other police academies. So first you take an MCOLS test, which is a state test. If you pass, you have to get 70 and above. You pass that test, and you take a physical test, which includes push-ups, sit-ups, running, and the vertical jump. You pass that. Then they give you a interview date with the police academy, and if you pass that as well, you have to go get your uniforms together and just be ready for the police academy, obviously. And for the whole 4.5, 5 months, you're in training, and I actually miss it. I would go back.
Really?
I would go back to the police academy.
People say they struggled in the police academy.
It was fun. The driving part was the most fun. The
Okay.
fun part, yeah.
Okay.
But as you learned a lot, you made a lot of friends, and you literally would see these people every single day from 6 o'clock in the morning to like 7 p.m. every single day. So you kind of made friends, you made connections, and then in the end of the academy, you take another state test. You have to get 70 and above. We had tests every single week, but we had to take this big test at the end of the academy. If you don't pass that, you fail the police academy. You're gonna have to redo the police academy all over.
Wow.
So it was like it was for me. I'm just like, I have to pass this test. There's no way I'm going to the police academy again.
Right.
Did you pass it the first time around? And
Yes.
stuff? Nice. Was it difficult, the test itself, or if you just...
It's very tricky.
Okay.
It's all scenario based. So they try to trick you with the answers.
They
You
try
know,
to
the two
choose-
answers are like
Sound very similar.
sound very similar, and then you pick one, and it's not that.
You said it was 72 questions? Is that what you just said? Or I thought
And I
that
had to get 70%.
was-
70%,
Oh, 70%.
yeah.
My bad. Okay.
And then you graduate. You know, there's a police academy graduation, and then whoever wants to pin your badge, they pin your badge. And some of them, they get sponsored. So I was sponsored by Highland Park. Some of them put themselves through the academy. So most of my academy class was sponsored. So the ones that didn't have a job, a lot of the police departments would come during our lunch break every single day, different departments from all over Michigan, and try to recruit people and to see if they are interested and, you know, what they got, what they have to offer. So I think we had 3 people when we graduated who didn't have a job. But they still graduated as a police officer. They just weren't in uniform.
But
so-
they eventually, I'm assuming...
They will eventually get a job
Yeah.
after they pass. They have to have their MCOLS certification. So
How many students at a time go through the, like,
in my
academy?
class there was 52
Oh,
officers.
wow.
Yeah,
And only 3 did not have jobs.
yeah,
That's impressive.
3 of them. Yeah, most of them were sponsored, and most of them got hired in, and before the police academy was over. So
And the police force, it's people nonstop dire need of people to join. Like they need more people. Like City of Hamtramck. Is there a lot of jobs opening, or in general?
yeah, we're always hiring. We just hired a lot of people. So a lot of police departments are hiring. Their process is a little bit more lenient now, like compared to like what my sergeants would tell me back in the day. It was like there was like 2 positions and there's 100 or 200 applicants.
Wow.
It was really hard to get a job back then, but now it's the opposite. So
Yeah, I feel like that's in every field. Like teaching, apparently back in the day, they were like, it was so hard to get into like the better districts because there was like 20 teachers going for like 3
Yeah.
positions. Now they're looking for teachers like it's looking for $1 million.
and they're even police departments are ready to sponsor people to pay for their academy and pay them while they're in training. So that's how I was, but because they need people, they're willing to sponsor them. So if anybody is interested, apply and to see.
What do you think right now? I know it's kind of jumping off of that question, but I mean, veering off of it a little bit. But do you feel like the City of Hamtramck Police Department and the city itself, the residents, you feel like that's at a good place right now with how they feel about the police department?
No.
Like, what's the current state, and why you say no?
Well, I follow the page on Facebook.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of negative comments about the police. Oh, they're only out here to... I'm not going to lie, there's a lot of cars being stolen, and I feel bad, but we cannot be we can't be everywhere at one place. We just can't. And I feel bad for the people, their cars being stolen, and they said, police officers are not doing anything, the detective bureau is not doing anything, but at the same time, like, it takes time to catch these guys. It's going to take time. They just think we're out here to give tickets, but we're not. We actually go to calls. We actually do a lot more than just giving tickets. So hopefully people kind of open up their eyes a little bit more. We're not just here to, just give you a ticket and be like, bye-bye, so.
No, I love that. Because I want people to know that, especially for people in the city of Hamtramck that are going to be listening to this, that you guys are working day in and day out. That's what people have this mindset, even with the city employees. They just think that they're out there, the city is just trying to make money off of us.
Yeah. Yep.
They're ticketing us for this and that, but they don't really know that what is actually goes on, throughout the day behind the scenes.
Yep.
Of why.
How many police officers are during each shift? Just
5, 6.
come on.
That's
And
not
you're
including.
expecting-
That's not including the supervisors. The supervisors usually are in the station, but one of them on the road sometimes. But on a good day, 5 officers. On a good day.
And there's
On a regular
all 5
day,
days.
3, 4 officers per shift.
There's no way they can be everywhere.
We can't.
Yeah.
We can't because we double up. So there's
two cars.
2 cars.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's just no way we can be, everywhere at one time. There's just
Why do you think car thefts are happening more in Hamtramck lately? I feel like that's
because
been happening.
we don't have they don't have driveways, I feel like, and they have full access to so many cars at one point. Every single car is parked on the streets. They can just be walking and checking door handles, and they could be, if they see something valuable inside the car, they'll shatter the window and try to grab it. Or if they see Dodge Charger, Dodge Durango, Jeep, Ram, they've been stealing the screens or the
Chrysler
car.
got to do better. Do some type of.
I know, Kia's got to do better too.
Mm-hmm.
Kia's been getting stolen a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you see yourself not just trying to be a patrol officer in the future, maybe something even higher and down the future?
I do. I want to do something with where I can help victims of domestic violence. 'Cause that was my main, point why I became a police officer. So I want to do something with that and kind of follow up, because I feel like a lot of domestic violence happens. The person would go to jail and the victim end up, dropping the charges, and then they just go back together.
My sister.
And I'm just like, it's not right. It's manipulation. It's narcissist. It's just.
You're right. My sister works with Access, and she works in the Department of Domestic Violence. And what they do is they help women get on their feet. I believe they help them for 2 years. They give them a place. They shop for them. They get them. And she said sometimes, a large percent will just
Go back.
literally take everything that they gave them and go back.
Yep.
So
Most of them. And I just want to change that. You don't have to live your life like this. You don't have to live your life just waking up and just getting abused verbally and physically. And you're not living for yourself. You're just living for that person now.
Yep. And you can't
And-
show up for your kids. People
No,
don't
and
realize that.
I'm not. Women, we're not really that strong. And it's sad,
Would you want to be part of the police academy, like you teaching now? Would that be something
I
that?
can't teach.
Hey, yeah,
When I wear my glasses,
you
I
know.
look like a teacher, but I can't teach.
yeah, that's funny.
You mentioned, this is, again, I'm just jumping questions right now. So, you are a police officer. You would have been a makeup artist. But what do you, what's your, how can Momina, who is Momina outside of the workplace? What do you enjoy doing?
I like cars.
Okay.
I like cars a lot. I go to a lot of car shows. I hang out with my brother. He likes cars too. And just watch movies. I like watching movies. I'm like very like calm type of person. I'll go on like walks by myself, like nature walks, or just spend time with like family, friends, and not something like big. I like swimming, but that's really about it.
Nice.
I love that. I love that. You know, sometimes
You get
it's
enough
good
action at work.
Yeah, like I just want to relax when I come home. I don't want to have to like go on a run or something,
Gotcha.
All right. So advice time, Momina. Okay. I know you said you'd be a great teacher, so this is a great time for you to give advice. What advice do you have for any woman out there, you know, who is afraid to work in a male-dominated field? Because obviously, being a police officer, it's male-dominant. So, you know, what advice would you give a woman out there who it doesn't have to necessarily be police officer, but just any field that's male-dominant? What would you tell them? What advice would you give them?
If you are scared that your family's gonna hold you back because the cultural barriers, you gotta do things for yourself. You can't live for your family forever. You gotta live for you. So I would, girl, go out there and just break barriers and do what you gotta do if it has to do with military, police, security guard, and anything that, is not sufficient for like women to work in. So I would just follow your dreams, I would say. Just follow your dreams no matter what. I mean, my parents were not happy, but this was my dream and that's what I wanted to do. But they were not happy with me doing this. But they eventually came back around, and then my dad was happy, my mom was happy. So.
And proud, I bet.
And then they were proud. They were like, she's doing a good job. Like, we're proud of her. So they will come around. They're your family. They're your friends. They will eventually come around. But you got to do it for yourself. You can't stop your life, or you can't live your life based on what your family wants you to be. So if you want to be a police officer, go be a police officer. If you want to be a detective or a CBP officer, go be a CBP officer.
What does CBP stand for?
Oh my God, Custom Border Patrol.
Okay.
So the one that work at the
Borders.
The borders, yeah.
Go ahead and give that a round of applause, Yusuf T. Ali, do you have a question for a police officer on the top of your head? Yeah, I'm trying to police officer. You got pulled over by
Watch out for this one on the streets.
Me?
You did?
I don't even.
That's so funny. That's like, I didn't.
No, he didn't.
Holding a grudge, right?
I don't. No, I don't think I pulled him over.
No.
He's joking.
No,
He's messing
okay.
around.
It was at the baseball event, right?
Yeah.
No, was it?
The
Wait, what's
home run
that?
derby. I think you stopped by the home run derby that was at the new Hamtramck Stadium. This was like in June. It's been a minute. I know.
I don't remember what I ate yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah. So, with that said, first of all, do you have any other questions that you'd like to mention or anything? I mean, feel free.
I'm proud of you. And
Thank
if
you, I
you
appreciate that.
reading month is coming up March, I know I teach in Dearborn now. I don't know if you can, but I would love for you to come and read to my class. 'Cause
Oh, I would love that.
we'll get a good police officer book about like a girl, and then
Yeah.
you should think about doing that, having someone write a children's book about a hijabi police officer. It'd be cute.
It would.
I can't teach.
I mean, just a book.
I might just use your story.
Yeah. I'm copywriting it right now. Just throwing it out there. I'm using the
Funny,
information.
Kids, I'm just speaking for myself. When I was growing up, there was no hijabi teacher until I
No
got to high
way.
school. And that's when I met a lot of the teachers that were literally my role models. So it does make a difference. And there's a little girl out there looking at you that one day will become a police officer because of you. So I just want you to know that you're making a difference and you're an
I
inspiration.
appreciate that.
Can we give that this sisterhood a round of applause?
True,
right
it
here?
really is. Wallah.
No,
It takes
is.
one person to
It
like
does.
open the door, and you're that person.
Actually, a lot of females have came up to me in Hamtramck. They'd be like, "Oh, like I want to do this. What do I do?" And I feel like I would give them advice, but they won't go through it. I just have a feeling sometimes because I feel like they're scared of something, but I don't know what it is.
Doubt kills.
Like I want to
more
be able to
dreams.
talk to females and be like, I don't know, maybe just host something.
A seminar.
Yeah,
I was gonna
seminar,
say.
you know?
I know you're not that.
Because I'm not always like out there or like talking to people because obviously I gotta do my job too. So.
Yeah. No, I think that would be nice. And then like again, it doesn't necessarily have to be just police officers. Just in general, pushing them to, dive into fields that are, might not necessarily always have women in there, especially Muslim women with hijab. So I think that it would be cool if you did something like that, or organize something like that in the future, whenever you start having time or a little bit more time. Before we continue on, or any final words and final comments, again, I want to just say it out, put it out there to be sure to follow us on all of our socials. You have YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Apple, and Spotify podcasts, all under Oz Media. You can find all those things on our website at ozmedia313.com. Shout out to the sponsors: Hanley International Academy, Holy Bowly, Wing Fellows, Juice Box, Malik Kebab, Jebel Coffee House, Royal Kebab. Have you eaten at Royal Kebab yet?
I have not, but my partner got it and they told me it was really good.
Oh yeah, very
So
good.
I'm gonna get it when I go to work.
For sure. Shout out to Royal Kebab. Same owners are pretty much from both Malik Kebab, so they're sister companies. We appreciate them and their support. Momina, this is their chance for any final words, final comments, anything you want to say, maybe something you forgot, maybe we didn't ask you something that you were expecting, anything you'd like to mention?
I have to think about it.
Okay. Abid, you got any final comments that you want to say while she's thinking about that one? Anything I know you...
Keep making the streets safe.
Thank you.
That's it.
That was half hood, half...
I was gonna get more hood, but I was like, safe.
Look,
You got a question over there.
Keep making the streets clean. Is that what you're about to say?
I got questions.
2 questions. Okay, we got Ali Abdullah here from the now the Motivate Me 313 podcast, since we're all collaborating now. But Ali, go ahead. What's your question, man? Oh yeah, give him the mic, man. Go ahead. You can ask it right there. Turn it on. That's why we have a mic there that Yusuf never wants to use. Go ahead.
So I'm sure you went to the academy, right?
Yeah.
So in the academy, I've seen videos of people getting tased and pepper sprayed before, So I guess so they can have it in case if you use it against someone else, to say I've been through this. I think it was necessary to use it on this person at this time and place. Can you share your experience on how being tased and pepper sprayed was like?
Oh my god.
Did you get tased?
I did.
Oh, wow. Great question.
I would rather get tased 10 times than pepper sprayed.
Ooh.
What?
I felt like I was dying. Like I could not. It spread through my body because I took a shower immediately when I went home. It spread through my body.
So
you're not allowed to take a shower. You shouldn't take a shower.
You
should just wipe your eyes when they pepper spray you.
Why shouldn't you take a shower?
Because it spreads really quickly. So that's what I did, and my entire body was like burning. I'm like, just please stop.
What exactly is in pepper spray? Do you know or no?
No, honestly,
Okay.
I don't know.
Interesting.
I wouldn't be able to answer that.
I used to carry a pepper spray with me when I went to college, but
I think you still should. I think everyone.
And they
should have
expect
those.
you to fight afterwards too. They pepper spray you, and they expect you
Yeah.
to fight in the police academy.
And your eyes are all.
In the eyes, and they expect you to handcuff the person and fight. It's just. I'm like, I can't see. What do you mean, fight the person?
Hey, and put the camera on me. This is the same person that said that would go to the academy again, by the way.
No, I would go, not just for that part.
skip that part.
That's
Skip that
funny.
part.
That's funny. Yeah, second question, Ali?
Last question is, for police officers, is it recommended to carry your firearm on you at all times, or is it just more of a on-job duty?
Can you repeat the question again one more time?
I said, is it necessary to carry your firearm on you at all times, or is it you should?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because sometimes people will follow you home. People will know where you live, what kind of car you drive, which has happened to me. And it's just safe to, And if people see you out on the streets, oh, you arrested me before. It happened to me before. I'm like, who are you? So it's just to be on the safe side. I don't want to risk my life or my family if I'm around my family or anything like that. So
Dang, that's true. Ali,
I usually carry. Sometimes I forget, but I usually carry.
Wait, about to say Ali wants to be a police officer?
Yeah, I feel like you know a little bit of information.
Stuff like that, like FBI or police.
I can see Ali.
I can see Ali as a police officer.
For sure. For
Hands
sure.
down.
Yeah. I can see that for sure. But, we'll see what happens with that.
Hiring.
Really?
Yeah.
We'll see.
He would be a great police officer. I can see Ali being a great job. Especially
Great negotiator.
We need a Yemeni police officers.
There isn't?
There's a couple.
Man, you ain't gonna work in Hamtramck,
Like
bro.
Hamtramck.
He's trying to work at Detroit, and then he wants to.
No.
Yeah. I mean, he's from Detroit, so unless he wants to work. Yeah. Thank you, Ali, for those questions. Those were great questions, very specific questions right there. So those are the ones that we like because it shows that you are educated on the topic at hand. So shout out to Ali Abdullah. Momina, I don't know if you still have any final word or final comment.
I still can't think of like what was the most funniest thing that someone said to me when I pulled them over.
That's funny. Well, maybe
Probably
you could-
hear a bunch.
Yeah,
There's just so many I can't even. Like,
yeah. Especially in Hamtramck, probably. Like
it's just
they give you some funny answers. I can see that.
they do.
Yeah.
Oh, they hit me up with like no speak English a lot.
Ah.
But then as soon as I give them a ticket, they automatically speak English. I'm like, got you right
Yeah.
there.
Yep.
You're done.
What's the speeding over 25? I mean, 25 over the limit.
I was like, I thought you didn't speak English.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, there you go. This is Officer Momina Ahmed. Can you give her one more round of applause? She did a great job today. She probably had a little bit of butterflies before the show, but I think
did.
she did an awesome
I
job.
did.
See how
She's phenomenal.
she's starting to lean on her chair a little bit too. That's when
Yeah.
you know she's getting comfortable. You know what I'm saying? But no, all jokes aside, thank you for coming on. Shout out to again the chief, for greenlighting all this. We appreciate him and all that he does. The whole Hamtramck police force, doing a great job. Like I said, they're trending in the right direction. For those that have questions, my advice to you is to talk to one of them. Talk to one of them. You'll get your answers in terms of what do they do and, why are they doing certain things the way that they are doing it. And there's always a method behind the madness. Always remember that. So before you judge, talk to them, see what's going on.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Don't judge by its cover. Like, if somebody does something bad, you can't just be like, all cops are bad just because one cop did you wrong. We're all human beings. Like, I'm a normal person outside of work. Like, I don't think about work when I'm off duty. We're just regular human beings. And a lot of people think, like, this is just our personality. Like, being a cop is our personality, but it's not. I just want people to know we're normal human beings. And I have friends and I have families, and, So I don't want people to be like, I don't want to talk to a cop, or cops are bad, or all cops are just, call us pigs.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like the worst kind of.
They call us a bunch of names, but I'm just saying, like, not all cops are bad.
And they're not out just here to get you. They really just want to make sure that there's justice and peace in the neighborhood.
And protection.
Protection.
I think
There's
that's-
good and bad in every profession,
100%.
every race, every religion. So
I have a lot of friends that are cops. They're all great people to me. They're all good people. They all,
They care about the community.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they're community-oriented people. All of them, a lot of them are from the city of Hamtramck. I mean, grew up in the city of Hamtramck. Now they're all in different places. But, that's why I wanted you to mention what it is that you like doing outside of the workplace, because there are some people that think, hey, you're leaving here straight to being a cop for 24 hours in a day, 7 days in the week.
absolutely
So
not.
it's good for people to know that, you are just like everyone else. So thank you for mentioning that. Thank you for listening and tuning in. This is what we do here at Motivate Me 313's podcast. We find people who are doing great things in the community, and we like to highlight them. So thank you all for watching and listening. This was Season 4, Episode 10 of Motivate Me 313's podcast, and we'll see you all next time. Have a great rest of your day.